High-speed vehicle chase on multiple freeways and surface streets across Los Angeles. California Highway Patrol and Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department officers went back and forth between active pursuit and surveillance as the dark-colored vehicle weaved in and out of traffic and sped through intersections. The chase began in Lakewood before the vehicle entered the freeways that took it through South Los Angeles on both the north and south sides of the freeways. The vehicle was involved in several crashes while navigating the surface streets and was visibly damaged after coming into contact with multiple vehicles stopped at intersections as it attempted to flee.
But again, robbery suspects, look at that move by the CHP coming on the other side of the vehicle. They might do a pit maneuver here. It's a little fast for it, but we'll see if that happens. But again, robbery suspects, we believe there is the driver and possibly one other passenger on board, but this pursuit going for about 25 minutes now, and it's been really high speeds on the freeway, especially. We've seen speeds of 100 miles an hour, but now we're looking at about 89, 90 here on surface streets. It's unbelievable. We got some stopped traffic up ahead. We'll see what happens, but let me come out to a wide shot. You see the units there in pursuit. Wow, look at that. Oh, tough move for the CHP. He's going to go up on the side. Look at this, up on the side of that road there, and it might be it. This might be it. Nope,
doing anything that they can to get away. Look at that. Another motorist, of course, moving to the side, hearing the sirens for sure behind them and trying to make way. But this is such a dangerous pursuit now through these surface streets as this car is trying to get away. Again, this is a pursuit of a robbery suspect, just inching his way squeezing his way right through that box truck and also that other car, damaging that. But this is it. Look at this. He's stuck.
Oh boy, he definitely hit that box car and that other vehicle next to him. This driver desperate to get away. We've seen him, we've heard that he hit a couple of parked cars, like I said. Now we've seen him for the first time in this pursuit hit other vehicles. So that's a very dangerous situation here for all the drivers out here. It looks like he's going to transition onto the 91 freeway right now. This is eastbound, and I'll tell you what, it's nothing but a parking lot out here on the 91 right now.
That is not the freeway to get on during rush hour if you're trying to go fast, is the 91 eastbound. So you mentioned this driver ran into some cars. Do we know if there were any injuries? I know you said they were parked, but was anyone hurt in that?
We didn't hear any injuries, but again, hear the driver squeezing between cars. No, we didn't hear of any injuries in those parked cars. Some of the officers, or deputies, I should say, from Lakewood Sheriff's did stop to check on those vehicles as the pursuit continued. In fact, we thought it was over when he hit that vehicle, or those parked vehicles, but it continued on. There is some damage on the front passenger side of the vehicle that indicates that he did make contact with those parked cars early on in the pursuit. We joined the pursuit when it got onto the 105 from the 710, and it's been nothing but high speeds. He tried to ditch the police by going, exiting at Gage, going westbound, and then making a U-turn under the freeway, but we were able to keep up with him, and CHP now in pursuit of this vehicle. They took it over from the Sheriff's Department. But look at this, in and out of traffic here. Like I said, speeds on the freeway some lanes are completely stopped right now. So as you know, the 91 just heavy this way at this hour.
Yeah, what is the next exit? I'm sure that this guy's probably going to want to exit the freeway so he can have a little bit more leeway to try and elude officers. But that's not going to be happening with all the airships overhead watching his every move. Here we go.
Well, it looks like he's exiting here, Cher. Now, I believe this is, let's see if this is Compton Avenue, onto Artesia Boulevard there, and looks like he's got a free rein here with well, he's going to loop around, and here we go, under the freeway, so this will be a little tricky. Let's see if he makes the U-turn or comes back out. Nope, he comes back out, and he's going to go westbound here, back onto, I think this transitions back onto the freeway if he has a chance. Yeah, it looks like he's going to do that.
Yeah, and it looks like traffic's a bit lighter going in that direction. There he is going back onto the freeway. We're on the 91 now, and he has been going at extremely high speeds. And where is the CHP?
They're there. They're keeping up, believe it or not. They had to drop back due to some traffic there, but they are still in pursuit. They're not going to give up on this driver here as he continues westbound away from the police and back towards the 110 freeway. So we'll see if the driver takes the 110 freeway here north or south. We've seen the driver take it north and south in this pursuit, but right now In about, I would say 2 miles, maybe 3 miles, he'll hit that interchange. We'll see what he does.
And you said this started just before 4:30 this afternoon. We've been watching it on and off before we got onto the air. It started in Lakewood, where this driver crashed into some cars before going fast on the surface streets. You even, Gil, said you clocked over 100 miles per hour for this driver.
Yeah, and he's about that right now. Look at the damage to the vehicle on the driver's side now. That driver's side was fine up until he went past that box truck and scraped against that other car. Now he's got a lot of damage. The back bumper, he's exiting right now, by the way, but a lot of damage right on the front end of the vehicle. Exiting Main Street, we'll see it's a long off-ramp here, and we'll see if there's any traffic up ahead. Looks like he's lucking out here with not a whole lot, but we got the intersection coming up. It's a red light. Oh boy, here we go.
Let's see what he does, if he's going to blow through that intersection.
Northbound. Yep, northbound Avalon. He went through. Luckily, no cars in the intersection, ran that red light. We've seen multiple red lights being run by this driver. And here he goes. He might jump the curb. Let's see. He's got a couple vehicles ahead of him. They're moving, thankfully. And he's going to blow right into this intersection. Cross traffic there. Wow. Unbelievable. And
at this point, airship overhead, sheriff's deputies, airship overhead, watching him, of course, the media airships. But where is the CHP?
Unfortunately, I can't see out. This is on the pilot side of the aircraft. I can't look out the window, but let me come out. And I don't want to lose the vehicle here, but
yeah, no,
he's made some distance from those ground units because of the way he's driving. But the airship, the sheriff's helicopter, definitely overhead, keeping an eye on this driver.
All right. So ground units probably just doing their best to try and catch up to this guy, but we definitely all know where he is.
Look at that.
Look
up
at
onto
this.
The center divider. And there is one unit behind him. I'm hearing my pilot crossing the intersection. They're crossing on the wrong side of the road and into the intersection. There he goes. Eastbound turn. There's a unit. There's I believe that was a Carson Sheriff's unit there, but CHP still in the pursuit here, eastbound here on Alondra.
We have tinted windows here, so we don't know if this suspect is the sole occupant of this vehicle. Again, this is a robbery suspect. It started in Lakewood at about 4:35 this afternoon, and it has been an intense pursuit. We have some B-roll of what it looked like here on screen right. When he was, going through surface streets and hitting cars. He has no regard whatsoever for any of the motoring public, pedestrians at that matter, especially as you see on screen left, your live pictures.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, nearly missing that red car and doing whatever he can to get away.
So dangerous here. We're eastbound on Alondra from Central, in the Compton area right now, and desperate to get away, no doubt. The speeds are high, and there is moderate traffic here on Alondra.
And Gil, you've been watching as this driver went through surface streets in Lakewood, got on the 605 to the 91, to the 105, to the 110. We saw him get back onto the 91, and now we're going through surface streets.
It's been really crazy. Made his way up from the 105 up to 110 and exited at Gage. Tried to lose the cops by making a U-turn under the bridge, and then came out eastbound down Broadway for a time. Look at this. Oh, no! He's almost T-boned by those cars coming through the intersection. Those people not knowing what's going on. This guy runs the red light. What a close call there for those people. I'm glad they were able to stop in time. But that's how it's been, Sharon, Sam. It's been like this the entire time, especially on surface streets. It's been very dangerous. On the freeways, he's able to weave in and out, but he did make contact with that box truck and that other vehicle. Unfortunately for that person, their vehicle's damaged. But look at his vehicle here right now. Look at that front end. It's on both sides. It's like that, and the rear bumper is kind of detached as well.
And I can't tell, but I think they lost the side view mirrors when they were squeezing between cars. Oh my gosh, another near miss in the intersection.
Wow, I wasn't tight on that. It looked like a box van or a van of some sort that almost hit his rear end. But yeah, it looks like he lost his mirror there. It looks like it might be, well, it looks like it's completely gone there, or dangling at least. Yeah. But here he goes down the double yellows.
Down the double yellows. He's going to come here to median. He can't make it there. So this erratic driving continues through the Compton area. We do see that this happens on occasion when we televise these pursuits, that people will tend to come out and try to grab some video or live stream it to their social media accounts. And, you know, this is a very dangerous pursuit that's going through the area. It's really best to just stay indoors, and that's something that we always advise people is just to keep safe. Lock your doors, lock your windows, because many times they will foot bail.
Right turn,
and yep, making another turn here. Lighter traffic, and they will foot bail, as I was saying, and try to enter the home and barricade themselves inside there.
Yeah, no doubt. It's good advice to stay away from this pursuit. This driver here not concerned about hitting other vehicles, let alone anyone on the street. He's jumped onto the curb, onto the that center divider, through the center divider, weaving in and out just like that. This is southbound Santa Fe. Coming up to Greenleaf. He's got a red light. He's going to have cross traffic there. He's going to make it through. Fortunately, I think that light just turned red or turned green for him. So continuing past Greenleaf, we're gauging about 60 miles an hour right now on our map system. But let me pull out to a wider shot to see if there's any units in trail. I'm going to ask my pilot, Rick, to see if he sees any back there. But here he goes right into the double yellows again, really close to that VW there, and then through that intersection.
Do we know anything about what happened in Lakewood when this pursuit started, other than he's a robbery suspect? Do we have any indication of what may have occurred and where? Well,
we're hearing conflicting reports. We were hearing that it's robbery suspects, but also hearing that there are shoplifters that robbed from a store, that stole from a store. So it's a little conflicting on the information. The first word was that there was a strong armed robbery suspects, but now we're hearing that it's shoplifting suspects. But in any event, this driver, desperate to get away, and no matter what the crime is, you know, he's committing multiple other crimes to innocent people here, especially hitting their vehicles and then fleeing. Hit and run, you can just add to the list of things this driver's doing. Running red lights is just very chaotic.
Yeah, blowing through those intersections for sure, especially at this hour. You know, if they are red lights, you know, people crossing with their children, coming out of school, making their way home from doing errands or the grocery store, about to cook their dinner. It is a frightening situation. Nonetheless, as he goes under that freeway right now, hopefully we can catch him on the other side. There he is.
And Gil,
yep,
we did hear CHP pulled off the pursuit and that sheriffs were taking over, and we're not seeing any law enforcement, even when you take a wide shot there. So what is the status of trailing him?
Well, the airship's still overhead tracking. They're able to keep up, and unfortunately for the ground units, they're having to avoid all the traffic and the red lights that they encounter. So that slows them down. This guy has no regard for any of that. He's just blowing through. Look what he's doing here. There's a guy on a bicycle, almost hit. He's on the bike lane there. And you know, not a care in the world about what he's doing to people or affecting people out here, hitting cars, almost hitting that guy on the bike, jumping on the curbs and crossing the center divider. Here he's going to split. Let's see if he splits this car. He's going to push through. Oh, thankfully that red car moved enough and didn't get hit. But here's a red light, another one with people turning, and he's going to split right through. Oh, there you go. That's what I mean. This driver. Oh, look at this. A U-turn driver, not knowing this guy's coming. Wow. Lucky to get through that intersection. This is Atlantic. It could have been, yeah. Atlantic northbound now from Artesia.
And this has been all over the place, Gil. We're talking Lakewood, the 605 North, the 710, the 105 freeway, surface streets at Gage, the 110 freeway, the 5 freeway, the 91 freeway in both directions. And here we are back on the 91.
Back on the 91, back eastbound. And this is where he had that trouble with the box truck and the other vehicle splitting lanes. He's using that shoulder right now, and he's just going to continue to drive this way. It should be the CHP now that re-engages here, and they should be still in the area, the units that were chasing him to begin with. So we'll see how soon the CHP gets on this, but Sheriff's Airship, no matter what, is overhead tracking.
About an hour now, this driver's gone from Lakewood to Long Beach, and reckless, no regard for anyone else on the road. And I know he was driving in the shoulder, where in Los Angeles, there's a ton of debris in the shoulders, and you never know if this guy is going to crash into something or somebody else when driving where you're not supposed to.
I think of that all the time when I'm driving to work. I see debris in that shoulder or at the center divider lane, and I think, wow, if there's a pursuit through here, they're going to hit all kinds of debris. You're right. But right now, this driver lucking out, at least in those situations. But here we are in that heavy traffic, approaching Paramount, and he's just weaving in and out. We'll see how soon the CHP takes to get back in here and reacquire this pursuit.
Again, this is a pursuit of a robbery suspect. It's now on the 91 freeway in Long Beach. This has certainly been a very hectic and intense pursuit going now north of, it looks like, well, it was going at 100 miles per hour at one point, now hitting in the 80s. We are looking for the ground units behind him. CHP should be behind him, but now he's making an exit. So, Gil, back up to you.
Yeah, he's exiting here off the 91. We'll see which way he turns, east or west. Well, he's got traffic there. He's going to go around that vehicle. Looks like he wants to go south, and yep, he's going to make a southbound turn. This is going to be on Downey Avenue.
And Gil, at first we thought maybe there was a passenger in the car. Do we know?
You know, I thought I heard them say a male driver and female passenger. I can't confirm that, but I thought I heard them say that. Here he's into a mall, or actually a shopping center parking lot, and he's going to go continue southbound here in front of that store frontage. He's going to come back out onto Artesia here, and he probably will loop back around and go north. Let's see if he tries to get back on the freeway. And there it is, northbound turn, back onto Downey, northbound back towards the freeway. So we'll see who's going to think about jumping on that freeway again. But it looks like lighter traffic towards the 605 on the 91. If he does jump on it, there's the on-ramp. He does not. Let's see if he tries to lose the helicopter by making a U-turn like he did before. And under the underpass. And
sometimes we see them fit bail under the, when they go under the underpass, right?
I haven't seen him come out.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have bailed under there. The airship, I didn't see him come out, but he may have gone
may have
back
ditched
the other
the car.
way. May have ditched the car. Still waiting word. I'm listening to the airship overhead talking. There's a unit that's going, it looks like he's stopping there. Yeah, and the airship saying he never came out of the underpass, so he looks like he may have bailed out. One female running northbound, here she is. And they're detaining the car at gunpoint. That's her right there.
All right, so that's the passenger or the driver of the car trying to blend in.
That could be both of them right there. Yeah, that could be both of them. We're hearing that the female was running northbound. Yeah, the airship thinks that these two are them.
Yeah.
And now she's going to walk backwards. We're going to try to, well,
maybe perhaps she's going to surrender to authorities and...
She's going to walk back towards the authorities. He's walking back. He's continuing northbound on the phone, but we'll see if... oh, there she goes. There she's running now.
After a chase that lasted more than an hour, the driver ended up parking his vehicle under a freeway overpass in the Bellflower area. Two individuals were seen walking away from under the overpass. The individuals, believed to be a man and a woman, separated and ran in opposite directions. LASD deputies cornered the suspected driver near a shed not far from where they left the car. The female passenger was detained a few blocks from where the driver was arrested.
And running, we're going to see, it's going to be Johnson Avenue, the 6700 block.
And Cher, this is exactly why earlier you said if you're watching this pursuit and you recognize maybe this is your neighborhood, lock your doors and roll up your windows if you're parked next to this pursuit, because you don't know what the driver will do.
Absolutely.
When they get desperate. Right?
Yeah, if they're outside of the car, you know, certainly there is the opportunity to carjack, you know, anybody that's on the street if those windows are open. It could be very dangerous for those people that are in this area of the 6700 block of Johnson Avenue here in the Bellflower area. Certainly, if you are home and watching KTLA right now, you will likely hear the airships overhead and the sirens as well. So again, a reminder to lock your doors immediately and also to secure your windows to make sure that you can keep your family safe because these suspects, they tend to, as we've seen many times over, want to, find some kind of refuge and hole up in your house and barricade themselves where a standoff could last for hours.
And we might see that here. I switched from the female who was running westbound to the male. I'm hearing the sheriff's talking about the male running behind the shed. They have him at gunpoint right now. They believe he's still behind that shed, so they'll call him out, see if he comes out. As far as the female, she ran to the west in that neighborhood. She wasn't sure where to go, but when I heard them talking about the male here running eastbound, it sounds like they have him contained here between that shed and the freeway off-ramp.
Well, this certainly has been a very, it was a high-speed pursuit for sure, and incredibly dangerous as it was making its way through several freeways in the Southland and just driving so erratically, splitting lanes, hitting parked cars on surface streets, blowing through those intersections and red lights and nearly, hitting cars there. And then at the same time, losing the side view mirror as it was squeezing through a box truck and another car when it was exiting the freeway. So at any cost, the suspect was trying to get away. And
they had no regard for others' lives in this pursuit. We saw them go through bike lanes on the shoulder of the freeway. And for those watching, this started in Lakewood. And I know, Gil, you said we had conflicting reports of possibly a strong arm robbery, or these are shoplifters, possibly both, trying to get away from police, going 100